We're going to begin with the COVID-19 situation here in South Korea. It's getting worse by the day, it seems. The country has now seen more than 3.2 million infections since the pandemic reached these shores, and today's daily tally is expected to soar past 200,000 new cases for the very first time.
For more on this, we have our reporter Kim Bo-kyoung here in the studio with us. Good morning, Bo-kyoung.
Good morning.
So let's start with the local infections. How many cases are we expecting for today?
Well, we're expecting to see a daily tally well above 200,000 mark because as of 9 p.m. Tuesday, South Korea reported 204,960 new infections. That is 71,043 more than for the same period the previous day. This is also a fresh high up from the previous record from February 23rd, which saw 171,451 infections. In the following days, we saw the daily tally stay between 160 to 170,000, but numbers dropped to around the 130,000 mark on Monday and Tuesday due to the so-called weekend effect. Although the daily tally for Tuesday was around 138,000, the ratio of positive tests went over 40% for the first time, further proof of how fast the Omicron variant is spreading across the country.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more cases of Omicron actually within Arirang TV at this point. It seems lots and lots of people are now contracting it. And the numbers are expected to go up even further in the days and weeks to come. How are health authorities here in South Korea evaluating the situation?
Well, Mark, according to health authorities, researchers from both here and abroad have predicted that the daily number of new cases will be more than 230,000 by March 9th, the day of the presidential election, while they expect the number of hospitalized critical patients to be more than 1,200. Authorities added the peak will be from early to mid-March, and infections could reach as high as 350,000.
Well, Bo-kyoung, given the surge, parents with young children are expressing concerns these days because the beginning of the new semester starts today, right?
That's right. The new semester for most of the schools is scheduled to start today, and the Education Ministry has previously recommended that schools nationwide provide full in-person classes with the guideline of shifting to full remote learning if 3% of students test positive or 15% go into self-quarantine due to infection or close contact with confirmed cases. However, with the recent surge in mind, the ministry has allowed a 2-week grace period from March 2nd to 11th, so schools themselves can decide whether to give lessons in person or online during that time. During the spring semester, schools will not penalize students for COVID-19 related absences and will require students to submit COVID-19 test results or confirmation documents from medical institutions if they cannot take midterm or final exams. The ministry's guidelines recommend students take 2 rapid antigen tests a week and are providing 60.5 million rapid antigen testing kits for 6.92 million students and staff at kindergartens and elementary, middle, and high schools. They are to use a self-diagnosis mobile app to record and share their health condition and test results with schools, but it is not mandatory. Meanwhile, starting on the 14th, even unvaccinated students living with a person confirmed to have contracted COVID-19 will be allowed to attend in-person classes. Currently, only vaccinated students can go to school, while the unvaccinated have to stay home for 7 days in this situation. While the rule has changed, students living with someone who is infected are recommended to take a PCR test within 3 days of their cohabitants' positive result and a rapid antigen test on the 6th or 7th day.
Right, so Tuesday, March 1st, was a national holiday here in Korea. It was also the first day that vaccine passes were no longer required to gain access to a whole number of public venues such as bars and restaurants.
That's right. The government suspended the enforcement of vaccine pass system starting Tuesday in 11 types of public facilities, including restaurants and cafes. Though business owners said the removal of the vaccine pass system would not have a big impact on an increase in sales, as there is still a cap on the number of visitors per group and a 10 p.m. curfew, they welcome the change as less hassle for staff and customers. However, experts have criticized removing the visit record system, saying it has been done too early given that the Omicron variant is spreading fast.
There are some who do not know that they don't have to use their vaccine pass, but as time goes by, people will come in comfortably and have a meal.
It is quite concerning that lifting the measure could burden medical staff and health facilities while the country is going toward the peak of the pandemic.
Well, there seem to be different opinions on this, but let's just hope the removal of the vaccine pass doesn't boost new infections. Thank you so much for your report, Bo-kyoung.
Thank you.